The term Venom Mob is legendary among martial arts film fans. But the truth is simple and important. The Venom Mob never officially existed. There was no studio announcement, no contract, no marketing label from Shaw Brothers. The name was created entirely by fans. After the explosive success of the Five Deadly Venoms in 1978, viewers around the world noticed a pattern. The same group of young, highly athletic martial artists kept appearing together in film after film, always under the direction of Chang Cheh, always in stories about brotherhood, betrayal, loyalty, and violent moral codes. Audiences needed a way to describe them, so they named them after the film that united them, the Venom Mob. Because the name is fan-made, there's also no official definition of what qualifies as a Venom Mob film. Instead, fans and movie historians rely on a set of widely accepted criteria. What defines a Venom Mob film? Most fans agree on these key elements. Directed by Chang Cheh, produced roughly between 1978 and 1982, featuring multiple members of the core Venom cast. Focused on recurring themes, brotherhood, betrayal, revenge, moral absolutism, and clan warfare. Highly stylized choreography built around specialization, teamwork, and weapon gimmicks. When these elements align, fans recognize the film as part of the Venom Mob phenomenon. To understand the Venoms, you have to understand the man who brought them together, Chang Cheh, often called the godfather of Hong Kong action. Cheh directed over 90 films for Shaw Brothers, pioneering the Yang Gong style, masculine, blood-soaked tales of brotherhood and heroism. By the late 1970s, he wanted to move away from traditional stars and create a team dynamic. He recruited talent from the Chinese opera schools in Taiwan, looking for physical prowess over traditional leading man looks. Cheh's vision turned these young performers into stars, emphasizing group dynamics over solo heroes.
The 5 core members, the Deadly Venoms. Philip Kwok, Kwok Chu, the Lizard. In the 5 Deadly Venoms, Philip Kwok portrayed the lizard venom, defined by speed, agility, and evasive movement. His acrobatic background made him the perfect embodiment of a fighter who survives not through strength, but adaptability. Across the Venom Mob era, Kwok became the group's most visibly athletic performer, leaping, flipping, and constantly repositioning himself during combat. His screen persona emphasized intelligence, mobility, and tactical awareness. But Philip Kwok's importance truly reveals itself after the Venom era. In the 1980s and 1990s, he transitioned into one of Hong Kong cinema's most respected action choreographers and stunt coordinators, contributing to films like The Bride with White Hair, Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky, or Double Tap. He worked with John Woo, contributing to the kinetic gunplay and physical storytelling of Hard Boiled. Internationally, his expertise crossed borders. He contributed to action choreography in Western productions, such as Tomorrow Never Dies or Brotherhood of the Wolf, where his influence can be seen in the film's elegant yet brutal hybrid of martial arts and modern action cinema. Philip Kwok represents the Venom Mob's long-term legacy, a bridge between classic kung fu cinema and modern global action filmmaking. Feng, the Centipede. Feng played the Centipede Venom, the film's primary antagonist and the most psychologically unbalanced. The Centipede style, based on precision strikes and concealed aggression, suited Feng's intense screen presence perfectly. Throughout the Venom Mob films, Feng became Chang Cheh's go-to villain. His characters were often driven by obsession, ideological extremism, or ruthless loyalty. Even when not cast as the main antagonist, Feng's presence always introduced tension. He embodied the darker, more fatalistic side of Chang Cheh's worldview, where honor and violence are inseparable. After the peak Venom years, Feng continued working steadily in Hong Kong cinema and television, often in villain or authority roles. Though he never transitioned internationally like Philip Kwok, his screen persona remains one of the most iconic in Shaw Brothers history. Meng, the Toad. As the Toad Venom, Meng represented endurance and physical resilience. The Toad style allowed him to absorb punishment and counterattack with devastating power. Meng's performances were marked by a unique contrast, his imposing physicality paired with a surprisingly gentle, almost tragic emotional tone. In later Venom Mob films, Meng often played loyal brothers or morally grounded fighters whose suffering gave emotional weight to Chang Cheh's brutal narratives. After the peak Venom years, Meng continued acting in Hong Kong cinema and television, often in supporting or more comedy roles. Sun Chien, the Scorpion. Sun Chien portrayed the Scorpion Venom, a role defined by agility, precision, and lethal kicks. Trained in Taekwondo, Sun Chien brought a distinctly modern and upright fighting style that set him apart from traditional kung fu performers. The Scorpion style emphasized speed and accuracy over endurance, making Sun Chien one of the most visually striking Venoms on screen. In later films, he frequently portrayed honorable warriors and disciplined fighters, providing a moral counterbalance to the more chaotic characters around him. After the early 1980s, Sun Chien gradually stepped away from film acting and maintained a much lower public profile than the other Venoms. This relative disappearance has given him an almost enigmatic reputation among fans. Chiang Sheng, the Student and the Heart of the Venom Mob. Chiang Sheng did not portray one of the Venoms in the Five Deadly Venoms. Instead, he played Yang Tie, the student sent to uncover the truth behind the five styles. This role is crucial. Through Chiang Sheng's character, the audience learns how the Venoms think, train, and betray one another. He is the human entry point into the Venom mythology. Across the Venom Mob era, Chiang Sheng became the emotional core of the group, often playing anxious, loyal, or conflicted characters whose vulnerability contrasted with the cold efficiency of others. His tragic early death has given his performances a haunting resonance, cementing his place as one of the most beloved figures of the Venom Mob phenomenon. Wei Pai, the sixth Venom, the Snake. Before we move on, we should briefly mention Wei Pai, who portrayed the Snake Venom. While not part of the core five, Wei Pai appeared in several important Venom Mob films, often in significant supporting roles. He trained alongside the main five and shared their acrobatic, theatrical fighting style. Though less prominent, dedicated fans recognize his contributions to the Venom legacy, calling him sometimes the sixth Venom.
The Venom Mob films. 1. Full-core Venom films. The Five Deadly Venoms, 1978. This is where everything begins. The Five Deadly Venoms is not just the first Venom Mob film, it is the conceptual blueprint for the entire phenomenon. Chang Cheh structures the film like a martial arts whodunit. 5 former students, each trained in a radically different style, are scattered across the land. One of them has turned traitor. The question is not who can fight, but who can be trusted. Each Venom represents a philosophy of combat: the endurance of the toad, the speed of the lizard, the precision of the centipede, the agility of the scorpion, the technique of the snake. What makes the film revolutionary is how combat becomes character. Fighting styles are not just visual gimmicks, they reflect personality, morality, and psychology. The use of masks, shadows, traps, and delayed reveals creates a sense of paranoia rarely seen in kung fu cinema before 1978.
This is the film that taught audiences to watch fights as puzzles, not just spectacles. Invincible Shaolin, 1978. Released in the same year, Invincible Shaolin pushes the Venom concept into ideological territory. At its core, the film is about manipulation. Two Shaolin schools, Northern and Southern, are deliberately set against each other by hidden forces seeking power and revenge. Here, Chang Cheh refines one of his favorite themes, brotherhood destroyed by lies. The Venom Mob performers are used not just as fighters, but as ideological symbols, each representing a different interpretation of loyalty, pride, and tradition. The choreography emphasizes rigid Northern styles versus grounded Southern techniques, symmetrical duels, mirrored confrontations between former allies. The result is a tragic, operatic film where violence feels inevitable rather than heroic. Crippled Avengers, 1978. If the Five Deadly Venoms is clever, Crippled Avengers is cruel. This film takes the idea of specialization to its most extreme conclusion. Each hero is brutally mutilated, blindness, deafness, madness, loss of limbs, and must relearn how to fight from a position of permanent disadvantage. Chang Cheh turns disability into defiance. The Venom Mob actors deliver some of their most physically demanding performances here, selling pain, frustration, and rage with startling conviction. Combat becomes raw, desperate, and emotionally charged. What makes the film unforgettable is its refusal to soften its message. Survival requires adaptation, and revenge demands sacrifice. It is one of the darkest films in the Shaw Brothers catalog and one of the most influential. Kid with the Golden Arm, 1979. With Kid with the Golden Arm, Chang Cheh shifts tone without losing intensity. This film is a weapon showcase. Each major character wields a unique, exotic fighting style built around a signature tool. The Venom Mob thrives in this environment, turning combat into a deadly choreography of motion, metal, and momentum. The narrative centers on an escort mission filled with shifting loyalties, hidden identities, and moral ambiguity. Heroes and villains are not clearly defined. Allegiance changes as easily as tactics. Visually dynamic and endlessly rewatchable, this film represents the Venom Mob at their most entertaining and accessible without sacrificing technical complexity. Shaolin Rescuers, 1979. Shaolin Rescuers marks a transitional phase. The mystery elements of earlier Venom films give way to a more straightforward rescue narrative, but the emotional weight remains intact. The Venoms play fighters bound by shared history, forced into action by duty rather than personal gain. This film emphasizes coordinated group combat, tactical retreats, battlefield awareness. It feels less like a puzzle and more like a military operation, showing the Venom Mob evolving from stylized archetypes into disciplined units. Shaolin Daredevils, 1979. Often overlooked, Shaolin Daredevils is one of the rawest Venom Mob films. Here, Chang Cheh strips away much of the mystery and focuses on survival under pressure. The Venoms are placed in hostile territory, forced to rely on instinct, teamwork, and brutal efficiency. The choreography is fast, aggressive, and unforgiving. Mistakes are punished immediately. This film captures the Venom Mob as fighters rather than legends, dangerous, desperate, and human. Magnificent Ruffians, 1979. This film blends tragedy and dark humor. The Venom Mob portrays wandering fighters caught between class divisions, economic desperation, and personal loyalty. Comedy arises naturally from character interaction, but the underlying message is bleak. Good intentions are no protection against systemic cruelty. The film's power lies in contrast, light-hearted moments shattered by sudden violence. It is one of Chang Cheh's most socially conscious Venom-era films. The Rebel Intruders, 1980. By 1980, the Venom Mob films grow more political. The Rebel Intruders centers on assassination plots, espionage, and moral compromise. The Venoms operate in a world where loyalty is weaponized and trust is fatal. The choreography emphasizes ambushes, coordinated strikes, and rapid reversals of fortune. Victory comes not from strength, but from planning. This film feels colder, more calculated, a sign of the era's approaching end. 10 Tigers of Kwong Tong, 1980. This is the Venom Mob reframed as legend. Set against a historical backdrop, the film presents its fighters as folk heroes whose reputations precede them. Each Venom embodies an idealized martial archetype rather than a flawed individual. The tone is grand, nostalgic, and elegiac. It feels like Chang Cheh looking backwards, cementing the myth while knowing the era is fading.
2. Extended Venom Mob films. Life Gamble, 1979. A gritty revenge thriller built around betrayal and obsession. The Venom actors bring intensity and fatalism even without the full lineup. 2 Champions of Shaolin, 1980. A more traditional kung fu structure, but infused with Venom-era brutality and ideological conflict. Flag of Iron, 1980. One of the most respected Chang Cheh films of the period. Highly disciplined choreography, strong visual composition, and a ruthless depiction of clan loyalty. Legend of the Fox, 1980. Stylized, theatrical, and emotionally heightened. A bridge between kung fu and wuxia sensibilities. The Sword Stained with Royal Blood, 1981. A sweeping, tragic wuxia adaptation featuring Venom performers in a more romanticized, melancholic register. Masked Avengers, 1981. Often considered the last true Venom Mob-style film. Masks, secrecy, and group identity return one final time in a bleak, violent story of revenge. House of Traps, 1982. The Final Evolution. Elaborate mechanisms, architectural combat, and a sense of inevitability. The Venom era closes not with chaos, but with cold precision. Ode to Gallantry, 1982. A reflective wuxia piece that marks the complete transition away from the Venom Mob style into literary martial arts drama. Proto-Venom Era, before 1978. Films made before Five Deadly Venoms, these films show Chang Cheh assembling the pieces that would later become the Venom Mob. Marco Polo, 1975. The Brave Archer 1 and 2, 1977. Chinatown Kid, 1979, shot earlier in style. Every era ends quietly. There was no final Venom Mob film announced as such, no closing chapter, no closing card. The films simply stopped. By the early 1980s, the Shaw Brothers studio was losing its dominance. Audiences were changing. Television was rising. New stars, new styles, and new forms of action cinema were taking over Hong Kong. Chang Cheh moved on. The actors drifted apart. Some left the industry. Others reinvented themselves behind the camera. And just like that, the Venom Mob era was over. But something unusual happened. Instead of fading away, these films grew in reputation.
The Venom Mob mattered because it proved that martial arts cinema could be conceptual, that fights could tell stories, that choreography could express psychology, ideology, and tragedy. They turned kung fu into character, pain into philosophy, and teamwork into spectacle. The Venom Mob was never official, never planned as a movement, never meant to be remembered as a group. And yet, here we are. Decades later, we still talk about them, still analyze their films, still argue about which titles truly belong. That is the mark of a true phenomenon, not something created by marketing, but something born from passion, talent, and a brief moment in time when everything aligned. The Venom Mob didn't just leave behind films, they left behind a legacy. So, which of these films stands out as your favorite? Tell us in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more journeys into the golden age of Hong Kong cinema.